All right, I'm seeing the reports now, and I hate to say it, but this is just the beginning. And how anybody who has lived out there chastising their friends and relatives for not doing the right thing, how anybody out there can act surprised in any way, shape, or form that these things are happening is beyond me. I mean, the level of blindness is so amazing. Many of us were saying this is coming way before any of the stuff was starting to get officially documented. And even now, I still see a ton of things happening in people that are fully juiced that are not officially documented or said, but I can see something's going on. If you just look at all of your friends and relatives and what's happening around you, it's obvious something's going on. This is just the beginning. That's all it is. And God knows how much will actually be officially linked to them because, and it's all of this is moving in this direction. This right here is the agenda. And people that can't see this as the agenda, it blows my mind equally. You can't see that this kind of stuff's going to happen. And you can't see that this kind of thing is coming. Total, utter blindness. You can't see the amazing suppression of the truth by the powers that be and the extraordinary coercion that's happening. It's just amazing. There's so many things coming out and will continue to come out. And here we have a law firm who's actually, starting to put cases. They're starting to file suits for all of these things. I don't know how they can do that because everything I heard is that the big pharma is completely immune to any kind of legal action because they were painted in such a way that they were supposed to be the heroes riding in on the white horse. Makes me think of Revelations, but weren't they painted as the heroes riding on the white horse so that they could not be held responsible for any side effects, and you were told to do the right thing. And if you didn't do the right thing, you were forced into homelessness in many cases because you lost your careers. Speaking of extraordinary coercion, here's one example. This fella said, your sub may have been deleted. Well, let me tell you, I've been noticing this for 2.5 years. My personal friends and family telling me, I don't know how it happened, but I got, deleted from you. I can't even find you. My own wife. I mean, there's such of an aggressive attempt to shut up anyone who goes against this agenda, and yet they can't contain it. You can only go so long before this stuff just starts coming out. And how anybody out there is still praising the agenda and going along with it and ignoring these kind of facts is beyond me. I also wanted to share with you how the agenda still is rolling out. That same state that told my daughter, who's a police officer, to be prepared mentally to have to put people into concentration camps, well, they are advertising fully to staff up these concentration camps still. And until the public starts to demand that this kind of thing not happen, this is what they're going to do. You can see there is an agenda to force tons of people into states of homelessness. And where are they going to go but concentration camps? Their goal is to put the juice in everybody, except for the ones that aren't eligible. Well, who's not eligible? 4-year-olds? I mean, that's pretty much they're saying their goal is to put the juice in every single person. There's an urgent need to create capacity. This is the state. This is the state who's hiring these people. They're putting them in the concentration. It's anticipated to last till the end of 2022, but could go longer. It's going to largely impact basically the camps. This is what they're staffing for, the camps. They're changing the way government delivers, I would put in quotes, service. They're changing that way that they do it. And together we can do it. Good old King County. So they're going to assign the meds, whether you want them or not, you're taking it, and treat people, all people. These are some of the job requirements. IQ does not stand for intelligence quotient. It stands for concentration camp. And they are staffing heavily. Anyway, I saw some of these comments, and when you read into them, you can see they're not easing back or slowing down. Whether or not there's protest, whether or not there's convoys, whether or not there's legal action, they're not stopping. People need to shut these things down. They need to protest these things. I don't know. I'm just sickened by the state of human nature. Really am. Jordan Peterson just talked about how the bedrock of our civilized existence is the Bible, because when that falls apart, when that bedrock foundation falls apart, and basic ethics, basic freedoms, basic human dignity starts falling apart. And we're seeing it. We're just seeing it happen right before our eyes. And I'm afraid young people, they don't have the frame of reference. They just don't know how different things are now. All this about reducing this footprint. This is all of this rhetoric is saying there's too many of us. We need to be eliminated. When I did budgets for companies and we weren't bringing in enough money, we got to cut somewhere. We cut our human resources. And that's what they're saying we need to do for the planet. For the planet to survive, we've got to cut the human resource. How do you think they plan to cut that human resource? And why do they even think that it's up to them? Why do they think they have such authority to make these decisions? They're guided by their true north in making the county a welcoming, where every person can thrive. I mean, it's just such doublespeak here. And it's funny that they use true north, considering that the poles, the magnetic north is shifting rapidly right now. In fact, reports are showing that in 14 months, we might see a tipping point, which could flip it end over end, which nobody really knows how severe that would be. But along with our magnetic north getting all wobbly and no longer true, our moral compass seems to be going all over the place as well, as a nation, or as a globe, as a world, or a pan, whatever you want to take, whatever side you want to take. The whole dang thing, though, the moral compass is shot. It's all wonky. And so is our magnetic north. It's all wonky, too. There's no true north here. Unless the goal is to make, as above, so below, everything's upside down now. Everything's backwards. Apophis 999 is actually an upside down 666. Speaking of which, just fell at work. I saw his 999 World shirt. And, what more do I need to say? The upside down 999 is actually the 666. This Luciferian agenda, this move towards this world order is so obvious. How does anybody not see it? How does anybody not see the coercion, the lies, the complete evil agenda that's being rolled out in mass? I can't understand the blindness. I really can't. I guess there is something in the Bible about that. There's something that God says about handing people over to their delusions because their minds were corrupt, their minds were evil. So he let them go. He let them sink into the stupidity of their own lies in their head because they loved corruption. They loved it. This is what historically we're told happens in the Bible, is that people love their filth so much, God gives them over to it. Just there you go. You want it. This is what you demanded. You got it. Enjoy. Bad decisions have bad consequences. And our nation is just making a ton of bad decisions. Our world is making a ton of bad decisions. Can it change? I don't know. Starts one person at a time. God bless.